Hey Tribe, welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about, is Dr. Joe Dispenza overcomplicating manifestation? And before we get started here, I want to let you know, I love Joe Dispenza. I love all his information on neuroscience, metaphysics, but the main question is, Dr. Joe Dispenza, he's very, very powerful, but most people get lost in his method. Most people get lost in his teachings. So that's what we're going to discuss today. And before we get going here, remember, if you want to be part of the tribe, the link is in the description. If you want to work with me again, the link is in the description as well. And I'm going to go for a walk. So I'm going to take you with me, and this is what we're going to discuss on my walk. So let's go. Okay, tribe, going back to Joe. Now, this isn't bashing Joe. All I'm kind of pointing out is that, I love Joe Dispenza. I love his stuff. I've been doing this stuff for a long time, for like 20 years. Even for myself, I love diving deep into neuroscience and metaphysics because to me, only in my opinion, is when you dive deep into it, it really only proves, this is what it does. It really proves what all the old school prosperity teachers have taught us that to be true. And what I mean by that, like when you look at Neville Goddard, when you look at Abdullah, when you look at Joseph Murphy, when you look at Thomas Troward, they all taught from the Bible. They all taught really esoteric Bible interpretation. They didn't teach religion. Okay, now this isn't the conversation for this, but really with Joe Dispenza, all he's doing is proving that this stuff has been around for thousands of years. This isn't new material. And this is where, not that I disagree with Joe, but this is where I feel like a lot of his material really just overcomplicates everything. It really just makes it hard, okay? Definitely for a newbie. And even a newbie, if you've been doing this stuff for a while, it creates confusion. And let me give you an example here. Recently, he's been putting out stuff of seven chakra healing. You need to cleanse your 7 chakras to manifest your dream life. And the bottom line here, for one, it creates confusion. Secondly, it's not really all that true. If you really understand your identity, you really understand manifesting, you really understand how simple this stuff is. When people say like, oh, Chad, you need to cleanse your 7 chakras to live your dream life. It's BS, it's bullshit. Okay, the bottom line is, yes, you might get pumped up because you go to a 3-day meditation marathon, or you go to a 3-day seminar, and you feel great for 3 days, or you feel great for a week. I cleanse my chakras, but what happens? A week later, you just go back to your old identity, go back to your old self. Okay, so this is what we're going to talk about today. It's about your identity. That's how simple this stuff is. It's not about overcomplicating it. It's not about using this scientific language that people don't understand. It's not about clearing your 7 chakras to finally manifest my dream car, my dream house, my dream life. It's who you are. It's who you're being. It's your identity right now. It's like the mirror effect. It's the mirror principle. It's like if I'm standing looking in front of a mirror, I just see my self-reflection. But the same thing is true in manifesting. Okay, what I mean by mirror effect, what's within you, my inner beliefs, my inner thoughts, my inner talking, positive or negative, it's shown to me in my 3D world. That's what I mean by the mirror effect. Okay, this is where you get the saying, like you're manifesting from within out. Everything is coming from within you. So how can we change that? Sorry, my wind's blowing my hair is getting long, blowing in my mouth. But what we need to do, how do we simplify this? It's all about identity, my friends. It's all about who you're being, who you think you are. It's all about having a strong self-image, strong confidence. That's manifesting. You can switch it right now, switch it today. That's the core manifesting. Has nothing to do with all this neuroscience and metaphysics. Has nothing to do with your chakras. Because when you clear your chakras, that's just a symptom. Okay?
Joe isn't going to the root. The root is your identity, who you're being. Bottom line, it doesn't matter how many seminars you go through. It doesn't matter how many YouTube videos you watch. It doesn't matter how many meditations you do. It doesn't matter how many times you clear your effing chakras. You're always going to come back to your old identity because you neglected to change your old identity. You neglected to change your old beliefs, your old thoughts, your old murmuring, complaining all day long, and you wonder why this stuff doesn't work. Or you wonder why you always flow back to the same bad habits, because they're not attacking your core. What's your core again? You manifest who you are, who you're being. You manifest your identity. Okay, let's put it another way. You manifest whatever you believe to be true for you has to be shown to you. Remember, your subconscious mind, it doesn't play favorites. It doesn't like me more than it likes you or vice versa. It doesn't try to figure out what's best for you. It gives you, listen to this, it gives you what you give it. What are you giving your subconscious mind? You're giving your subconscious mind murmuring, complaining, negative thoughts, what you constantly self-talk all day long to yourself, what you tell yourself all day long, your really secret you, your secret beliefs, what you secretly believe, that's what's being shown to you. You can't fool your subconscious mind. You might be able to fool other people, but you can't fool your subconscious mind. That's what I mean. Whatever you believe has to be shown to you. Like for example, if you don't believe manifesting works, well, it's not going to work for you because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. This is how simple things are. See, I bet you if you wake up today, or let's say you're watching this video, but you wake up tomorrow, you know what? And you say, Chad, you know what? Tomorrow I want to wake up and I'm going to change my identity like that. I'm going to be that most successful version of me. I'm going to start making better decisions. I'm going to start paying attention to my self-talk. I'm going to start carrying myself with more confidence because that's really who you are. Who you are is heaven is within inside you. Abundance is your birthright. The spirit is inside you. So listen to this. If the spirit is inside you, heaven is within you, God is within you, abundance is your birthright, you are endowed with God's power. Right there, this is the core to manifesting. Right there, it doesn't matter all the neuroscience you teach. It doesn't matter all the metaphysics you talk about. It doesn't matter how many times you clear your 7 BS chakras. It's already inside you. Bottom line, it's just you figuring out how powerful you really are. That's what it comes down to. That's how quickly things can switch for you in your life. And sometimes it can switch like this. Sometimes it takes a little bit of work. You know, we're getting better and better each day because we start becoming self-aware. We start becoming self-aware of our inner conversations. We start becoming self-aware what we murmur, complain about all day long. I mean, listen to this. I mean, I love what Rhonda Byrne said. And Rhonda Byrne's made the movie The Secret. I mean, she used to be crazy popular. I don't know. I mean, she's still around because she does a lot of the secret movies and all that jazz. And she has a huge brand called The Secret. I mean, even she made it way more simplified than Dr. Joe Dispenza. Even she said, she was on the School of Greatness podcast and he asked her for a simplified version of law of attraction. This is what she said, is that if people would only think all day long of stuff they want to do, what they like, where they're going, their goals, they would have everything in their life. They would live their dream life. That's how simple this stuff is. If you would only think all day long what you like, what you want to do, where you're going, your goals, enjoying life, you would be living your dream life. But the bottom line is we overcomplicate this stuff. And on top of it, we overcomplicate it because we listen to complicating people. We listen to people making this stuff way more complicated, okay? And they're not just straight out telling you that It's just your inner beliefs, inner self-talking. It's your inner beliefs that you've had since you were a kid, what you believe. What you believe about money, what you believe about success, what you believe about other successful people, what you believe about multimillionaires, what you believe about people living in their dream life, what you believe about people driving their dream car. I mean, did any of these make like knots in your stomach a little bit? You know, if you have a knot in your stomach, some of the stuff I'm saying, then that takes a little bit of work in you. That means like you have a little bit of barriers inside you. You know, it's like a Hawaiian proverb, bless that which you want. You see somebody with your dream car, bless that person. You see another multimillionaire, bless that person. Because when you criticize other people, all that does is it's reciprocal. When you criticize, criticism has to come back to you. But how does it come back to you? It comes back to you in a way that you're not going to get what you really want. You want to be a millionaire, you want to be successful, but you make fun of other successful people, just means you can't have it. Bottom line, this is how simple this stuff is. But let's go even more simple. Like with Rhonda Burns, is going back to it. Like she said that, no, dude, Chad, all you have to do is think about what you want all day long, what you like all day long. Okay, enjoy your day, be happy. And that will turn into living life on your terms. That will turn into, sorry about that, I'm changing hands. That will turn into you living your dream life. But part of that is your identity. It's who you think you really are. See, that's what you got to change. You got to go to the root. You got to go to the root cause. And the root cause isn't your 7 chakras. And I laugh, but that's not the root cause. That's treating the symptom. You know, it's like you have a disease and you take medication. That's treating the symptom, but it's not going to the root why you have that disease. Okay. When things are not working in your life, okay, you got to stop treating the symptom and think that, oh, I got to clear my 7 chakras. That's just a symptom. That's not the root. What's the root in manifesting? The root is your identity. The root is what you think about yourself. The root is, am I confident or not? The root is, am I confident that I'm going to get my dream house, my dream car, live my dream life? Am I confident I can have my dream career? Or am I second guessing myself? Am I not making decisions? Because see, that's the separation. You have to understand this. The old identity of you, that's the identity that's keeping you stuck. Your new identity is that's a more successful version of you. That's a healthier version of you. That's a version of you that will make quick decisions. They're very, very decisive. They know what they want to do. They're not going to say, if you ask them, they're not going to say, I don't know, whatever you want to do, maybe. They're not going to just go with the flow. They're going to be very, very decisive on what they want. Okay, if they want to take a vacation, they're going to be like, yes, I'm going to take a vacation, and they start planning for it. But see, that old identity of you, when you want to go on your dream vacation, you get scared. There's unbelief there. You know, you look at the how, you look at the money, you look at the evidence in your 3D world, you look at your 5 senses, see, hear, smell, taste, touch. And you talk yourself out of it. But see, when you talk yourself out of it, that's you living by your old identity. That's you living by that old root. You got to change that root. You got to start making decisions like that successful version of you would. See, that successful version of you, it's just going to start planning your vacation. It's just going to start planning, hey, where do I want to go? Okay, what month am I going to go? Now they're going to narrow down a month. They're going to narrow down a day. Then they're going to go to work and ask for that off. Then they're going to start paying for it. Then they're going to start moving in that direction. And you'll be surprised, my friends, listen to this. You'll be surprised when I do this, even in my own life, everything flipping works out. When I'm just moving forward and just trusting the process. But the bottom line here with this talk, and I know I'm rambling, I know I'm going back and forth, I'm getting ready to walk back home, but it's hot as hell in Thailand, just to be transparent. But it's all about your identity. It's all about how you see yourself. If you see yourself successful, you're going to be successful. If you see yourself not successful, well, that's not going to happen. Okay? If you hate money, well, guess what? You're not going to have any money. If If you make fun of people that have money, guess what? You're not going to have any money. You make fun of someone who has your dream car, guess what? That's why your dream car is not coming from you. You have to start becoming self-aware of what's inside you, self-aware of what you're murmuring, complaining about, secretly to yourself and sometimes to other people. If you're talking to your significant other, your husband, wife, your boyfriend, girlfriend, okay, what are your conversations like when you talk to other people? You just murmur and complain all day long? That's what's being shown to you. Make sense? Everything is being shown to you. That's why I said everything from within you is being shown into your 3D world. That's how simple this stuff is. It's so simple we don't do it. It's so simple we overcomplicate it. Bottom line. And we think there has to be something harder. We think like, well, Chad, it's not that simple. It's not that simple for me just to think about what I want to do, what I like, what I want to be. It's not that simple. But I'm telling you, it is that simple. Okay, you got to go back, even though you're an adult, this might sound kind of funny. You got to go back being a kid again. You know, when you were a kid, did you wake up worried all day long? When you were a kid, did you wake up worried how you're going to make money? When you were a kid, well, you didn't really buy it, your parents did, but when you wanted something, did you worry about money, how they're going to get it? No, you just wanted it. You just got up and enjoyed your day all day long. The only thing you wanted to do as a kid, was exactly what you wanted to do. You hated to do stuff that you didn't want to do. You got to go back to that version of you. Now, granted now, you know, you're more mature, you're an adult, but you got to go back to that kid inside you. That belief as a child would have. That's why this is written all over biblical texts. Have faith like a child. What does that mean? Have belief like a child. Because when you believe like a child, when you go to your parents and you say, oh, I want this favorite toy, I want this. You just believe, 100% believe that your parents are going to get it for you. And it's out of sight, out of mind. You let it go. Next thing you know, you have it. You got to believe like that. You got to let stuff go. You got to trust yourself. You got to trust that abundance is inside me. Heaven is within me. The Spirit of God is inside me. And if all this is true, what that means is I am endowed with God's power. See, you as a spiritual being, you are way more powerful than you think you are. That's what you're trying to discover on earth, how powerful you really are. You have to remember who you really are. I mean, Neville Goddard said this all the time. Even Abdullah, who trained Neville Goddard. You have to remember who you really are, how powerful you really are. It's not about making this overcomplicated. It's not about making this, you got to clear your seven chakras. Like Dr. Joe Dispenza. It's just I hate to say a marketing gimmick. I mean, there's a place and time for that stuff. But like I said, it's only going after the symptoms. It's not going after the root cause why this stuff is not working in your life. You have to go after the root. And as we wrap this up, what's the root again? The root is your identity. The root is what you believe about yourself. What you believe to be true always has to be shown to you. That's how simple this stuff is. What you believe has to come back to you, plain and simple. Okay. But other than that, my friends, I'm gonna go. It's hot. I'm gonna go walk back home. I'm trying to be quiet here. Starting to sweat. Getting crazy thirsty. But if you have questions, remember, comment below. I'm always pretty good at answering questions in the comments and stuff like that. Sometimes one sneaks by me here and there. But remember, if you want to be part of the tribe, link is in the description. If you want to work with me, the link is in the description. And there's also other links as well, recommended videos that go along with this topic. That way you can quickly find the material like inside my channel. But other than that, peace out. I love you. And remember, it's all about what you believe. Remember, you are way more powerful than you think you are. Bottom line, you don't need to go through this fancy dancy manifesting technique stuff. It's already inside you. You already know the answers. That's how deep this stuff goes when you're diving into intuition and gut feelings. You already know what to do. You just need to quiet your mind and be confident and make decisions. Bottom line. But other than that, love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.